Barry Manilow has sold more than 85 million records, survived disco, power ballads, and multiple musical comebacks. And in his 80s, he is still out there doing farewell tours, Vegas residencies, and even battling early stage lung cancer. But behind Mandy and Copacabana is a seriously weird life story, including government sound warfare, secret marriages, and a hit song he did not even want to record. Let us count down 10 of the strangest facts about Barry Manilow you will not hear on the karaoke screen. At number 10, the voice that launched 1,000 karaoke nights is currently singing through a health scare. In late 2025, 82-year-old Barry goes in for tests after what he thinks is just endless bronchitis. An MRI lights up a tiny spot on his left lung. Imagine being him in that moment. Decades of breathing in stage fog, airplane air, and casino smoke, and now a doctor quietly points at a glowing dot on a screen and says, "That should not be there." It is early stage lung cancer. The good news? They catch it so early that his team says it has not spread. No chemo, no radiation, just surgery. Still, Barry has to do what he hates most: cancel shows. 10 concerts in Florida, the Carolinas, Georgia, and Ohio get postponed. Fans who have been planning their last time to see Barry suddenly get that dreaded email. And yet, in pure show must go on fashion, he is already talking about being back on stage in February, picking up in Las Vegas, and even doing a massive arena show in Tampa on February 28th. The weird part is how routine he makes it sound.
That's what you do. That's maybe why they did an MRI, to look to make sure there weren't any lymph nodes or any spread to surrounding tissue. If it's just that, and you prove it and you get it out, then you just do surveillance. You do frequent monitoring. In cases where it has spread, we now have immunotherapy, which we didn't have before, a drug called Keytruda or Opdivo that literally lights up the cancer for the immune system to.
For most people, early stage cancer is the whole story. For Barry Manilow, it is a plot twist in between Vegas curtain calls. At number 9, the man who sings "I Write the Songs" did not write "I Write the Songs." Picture Barry in the mid-1970s, suddenly everywhere. He is the ballad guy. Record label executives are shoving lyrics at him like, "Sing this, you will make people cry, and we will all be rich." Then, along comes a song called "I Write the Songs," written by Bruce Johnston of the Beach Boys. Barry reads the title and groans. He has said he hated it at first. It sounded obnoxious, like he was bragging. He did not write it. And he does not want people thinking he is walking around going, "I write the songs that make the whole world sing." His whole thing is humility and craft, not ego. But Clive Davis pushes. The track gets cut, it comes out, and the public goes, "Oh, this makes sense." Barry Manilow, the guy who writes the songs, singing "I Write the Songs." Irony level, off the charts. The signature anthem that made him the patron saint of songwriters is actually someone else's composition. Somewhere Bruce Johnston is just quietly collecting royalty checks while Barry smiles through interviews, patiently explaining, "No, really, I did not write it." At number 8, before Barry Manilow was a superstar, he was already inside your head, through commercials, flashback to New York in the 1960s. Barry is not in a limo. He is in the CBS mailroom, running envelopes between floors and dreaming about music. On the side, he starts writing commercial jingles, little catchy pieces of music that have to get stuck in your brain in 3 seconds. He sits at a cheap piano, cigarette smoke curling up, and writes, "Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Just another day, just another job, then another one. I am stuck on Band-Aid 'cause Band-Aid's stuck on me." He does work for everything from soft drinks to fast food, cranking out hooks like a factory. The comedy is that long before you ever heard Mandy, you probably sang along to Barry in the back seat of a car, staring out the window, humming about insurance. Ask him about it now, and he is half proud, half amused. Those tiny songs paid the bills, and trained him to make choruses you could not escape even if you tried. At number 7, one of his biggest hits was basically musical pest control for an entire country. In 2006, officials in Rockdale, Australia, are dealing with late-night youth gangs hanging around shopping centers. Graffiti, noise, a little chaos. Instead of more cops, they reach for Barry Manilow. Speakers go up. At night, they blast Mandy, Could It Be Magic? And yes, Copacabana across the parking lots. The theory is simple. Teenagers will hate this and go somewhere else. It is like sonic mosquito spray. Headlines explode. Barry Manilow used as weapon against youths, journalists call him. What does he think about his music being used as a crowd control? Barry just laughs and says something like, "Careful, they might actually end up liking it." The weirdest part? It works. Loitering drops. Complaints go down. Somewhere in New South Wales, a kid who showed up to make trouble goes home humming "Weekend in New England," and Barry Manilow accidentally becomes a crime-fighting vigilante armed with smooth chord progressions. At number 6, his breakout ballad "Mandy" was originally called "Brandy," and he did not even want to sing it. In 1974, Barry is working on his second album. A producer hands him a song called "Brandy," originally recorded by Scott English. Barry is not blown away. He is more into jazzy, theatrical stuff. This feels like a straight-up love ballad. On top of that, there is already a hit on the radio called "Brandy, You're a Fine Girl" by Looking Glass, so they make a tiny, surgical change. Brandy becomes Mandy. One name swap, instant new identity.
Mary Chapin's aunt, and rehearsed during the week and played small clubs along the East Coast on the weekend. The band caught the attention of legendary Columbia Records president Clive Davis, who signed Looking Glass to Epic, his label for new artists. In 19...
They dim the studio lights, Barry steps up to the mic and reluctantly sings it. Then it hits the airwaves and blows up. Number 1. Suddenly, people are naming pets and kids after Mandy. Barry has to tell this story for the rest of his life. The song he side-eyed, the song with the borrowed name, is the song that turns him into Barry Manilow. Capital letters. It is the happiest accident he almost refused. At number 5, Barry Manilow was once literally too loud for a judge. In 1993, in Arizona, a Superior Court judge goes to a Barry concert. You imagine judges as calm, controlled, unshakable, robes, gavels, order in the court. But at this show, the speakers roar, the drums hit, Barry's band launches into Copacabana, and this judge's ears are not having it. Afterward, he claims the volume is so intense it gives him tinnitus, that permanent ringing in your ears. And he actually sues Barry. Picture Barry's legal team reading that. A judge, someone who usually sits on the other side of the courtroom, is now a plaintiff complaining that Could It Be Magic was too magical. The case becomes a tiny media circus. It is eventually dismissed, and the world moves on. But the image sticks. Somewhere out there, a man whose job is to listen to legal arguments in silence is endlessly hearing the faint ghost of "Can't Smile Without You" in his head. At number 4, one of his all-time party anthems never even hit number 1. Her name was Lola. She was a showgirl. You know what comes next. Copacabana is the Barry Manilow song even people who claim they do not like Barry Manilow secretly know. The feathers, the drama, the disco beat, the tragic love triangle on the dance floor. It is a mini-movie in 4 minutes. Here is the twist. Copa only ever made it to number 8 on the Billboard charts. Number 8, not number 1, not even top 3. At the time, it was considered almost a novelty track. Barry and his label did not think it would be a monster. He wrote it as a fun, slightly silly story song with lyricist Bruce Sussman, practically a theatrical sketch set to a conga groove. Decades later, he has won a Grammy for it. It spawned a television movie and a stage musical, and it may be the one song guaranteed to get at least one conga line going at any wedding. The charts said top 10. The culture said, no, this one is eternal. At number 3, before the arenas and spotlights, Barry was playing piano for Bette Midler at a gay bathhouse. It is 1971 in New York City. The Continental Baths in the basement of the Ansonia Hotel are steamy, loud, and packed. Towels, tile, haze, and in the corner, a makeshift stage. On it, an up-and-coming singer named Bette Midler and a skinny piano player named Barry Manilow. He is her accompanist, half hidden behind the keys while she cracks jokes, belts torch songs, and flirts with the crowd. The air smells like chlorine and perfume. Barry is absorbing everything. Her timing, her theatricality, the way she controls a room. He has said those nights were his graduate school in show business. That sweaty, underground venue, not Carnegie Hall, not Vegas, is where he learns how to ride applause, how to lean into camp, how to make heartbreak funny and glamorous at the same time. Without those bathhouse gigs, Copacabana might never have had quite so much glitter. At number 2, the man of love songs kept his own love life secret for more than 3 decades. Through all the love ballads, all the fan club crushes, Barry played his private life very, very close. Then, in 2017, at 73 years old, he finally tells the world the truth. He is gay, and he has actually been with the same man, Gary Keefe, since the 1970s. They secretly married in 2014 in a quiet ceremony at their home. Guests reportedly thought they were attending a lunch until they realized they were at a wedding. For decades, Barry kept that part of himself hidden because he worried fans, especially the devoted women who lined up for hugs and autographs, would feel betrayed. When he finally comes out publicly, the reaction is almost the opposite of what he feared. People flood him with support. Fans say, "We just want you to be happy." It is a strange, emotional epilogue to a career built on singing about love while keeping his own greatest love story off stage for most of his life. And at number 1, even with platinum records and farewell tours, Barry Manilow is basically unstoppable. He was born Barry Allen Pincus in Brooklyn in 1943, worked his way up from the CBS mailroom, wrote jingles you still hum without realizing it, took a chance on songs he did not even like at first, and somehow ends up with more than 29 platinum albums, a place in the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and a Las Vegas lifetime residency so he can keep performing even after his farewell tour wraps. Along the way, he fractures an ankle in Paris and still rushes back from the hospital to perform Copacabana with the full choreography. He lives next door to Ronald and Nancy Reagan, helicopter rotors thumping overhead while he works on ballads. He gets used as a sonic weapon in Australia, sued for being too loud in Arizona, and spends his own money on the Manilow Music Project, quietly donating pianos, instruments, and scholarships so kids can have the music education he never really did. Put it all together, and the weirdest thing about Barry Manilow is not any single fact. It is that behind the smooth, sentimental image is a guy who keeps getting knocked sideways by the most unexpected situations. Lawsuits, secret weddings, government experiments with Mandy, and just keeps walking back out under the spotlight. He writes the jingles, sings the songs, survives the disco, shrugs at cancer, and goes back to Vegas. In the end, Barry Manilow is proof that even the cheesiest sounding love ballad can hide a pretty wild story. And the curtain on his might not be down just yet.